Hi there, I'm Nick from All Things Photography, and in this video I'll be talking about the wide angle and anamorphic lenses along with a bunch of ND filters for the Mavic 3 that were sent to me by Freewell. So the usual caveat out of the way before we begin. These filters were sent to me by Freewell for review, so I haven't paid for them, but I must admit I've been looking forward to trying them out on the Mavic 3 because I think they can add a lot of creativity to your work. And talking of the Mavic 3, the recent upgrades they've made has unlocked so much more potential with this drone, and it's also made them compatible with these two lenses, so they'll work flawlessly with the drone. But all of this together now, you've got a drone that's a real powerhouse for actually working, whether it's for fun and whether it's for business, commercial, whatever. So coupled with these, you're going to get some really fantastic results. And while we're on the subject of the drone, I just want to thank Mark and Tom Boyt from the Drone Safe store in Sussex for sending me this so I could actually get this review done. Now that these upgrades have been done, I'm going to be buying one myself. So if you're looking to buy one of these drones, I recommend going to the Drone Safe store. I'll put a link in the description below and on the screen now. But before we go any further, let's just have a look at some of the results I've got from these filters whilst out and about with the drone. So I hope you enjoyed those few clips, and I hope you can see how the anamorphic and wide angle lens can bring even more creativity to an already powerful drone. And like I said before, it's now fully compatible since the upgrades that these can be used with master shots, hyperlapses and all the creative modes in this drone. So they're a really good pairing. So before I go any further, I just want to show you what you get in this kit. Now it's called the wide angle anamorphic lens ND 4-pack. So what that means is you get the two lenses, which you can see here. You've got the anamorphic lens and the wide angle lens, and then the other side here you've got the 4 ND filters that go with those. So you've got an ND8, ND16, ND32 and ND64. Now the important thing to remember here is that if you're going to buy these filters don't go onto the existing lens. These will only go onto these two lenses, the anamorphic and wide angle lens. So don't buy this kit thinking you can just use these without the other two lenses, because these go on. Now again, before I go any further, I just want to show you quickly how to put these on the drone, because a few people have said that they're a bit scared. If you've just bought this drone and it's your first drone, touching the camera and the gimbal can be a bit worrisome, thinking you're going to break it. So I'll quickly show you how you do this. Now it's fairly simple. You just put the drone anywhere. When the drone's stopped, the gimbal will be locked. So don't feel afraid to just click it out of that position. It will make it slightly easier to put these filters on. So what you can actually do is just hold the drone and hold the camera like that. Make sure that you hold the camera and the gimbal steady, and then all you need to do is turn this anti-clockwise, the filter that's already on there, turn it anti-clockwise and just take it off while holding the drone steady, and then take one of these lenses and just put it back in position and then turn it clockwise to get into place, if I can do that, and then just push it in slightly and turn it clockwise, and then it's in place and it's very, very steady. Now there's two ways of putting the filter on these. I would recommend putting the filter on before you put the lens on. So take one of the filters out and put it onto the actual wide angle or anamorphic lens before putting it on. It just saves the aggro of having to do it while the camera's on, because you have to lose a little bit of force to put this on, but it's got two clips either side that fit nicely onto the lens, and you just push it on and it clicks into place. And just make sure you ensure that it is actually in place before you take off. So give it all a bit of a wiggle and you're ready to fly. Now, one other caveat with this, when the other lens is on, let's take this off. When there's no filter on, or when you've got the basic one on there, you can see that the gimbal is perfectly balanced. But when we put the actual lens on here with the other filter, you'll see that it falls straight down, so it's overweighted. Now don't be afraid by that. We're always taught with gimbals to make sure that it's balanced before you power on the machine, but I can tell you now that this works fine. when you take off, when you fire up the drone, it works perfectly, and the gimbal can handle that slight extra weight. Okay, so don't worry too much about that. So let's just quickly talk about the two lenses. Let's talk about let's take this off and take the filter off. So I'm going to start with the wide angle lens first. So this will add about a few millimeters to the wide angle lens. So this is already a 24mm equivalent lens. So when you put the wide angle lens on, it becomes a 15.5mm. So you actually get quite a lot of extra wide angle view. Now that'll be good for things like shooting real estate. So if you're videoing a house, filming a house, and there's another building behind and you can't get everything in, you're going to get that extra width to actually get the property in. And it's also good if you're photographing straight down. So if you're photographing a land area and you can't go any higher than 400 feet, 120 meters, and you're not getting the extra width you need, pop this filter on, this lens on, and you will get that extra width. So it's great for those sort of shots where you can't go any higher but you need extra width, or if you can't go far enough back but you do need that width to actually get a property in, or anything like that. But you can also use it creatively. There's a couple of caveats with this. You do get some slight vignetting, which I'll cover in a second, and you also get a slight bit of barrel distortion. So for me, I've always found that any lens over 16mm can cause barrel distortion. So I'm using a Canon 16mm lens at the moment. You'll see all the edges are perfectly straight, but I used to have a Canon 15mm semi-fisheye, and the edges went completely sort of fishbowl. So anything over 16mm, anything shorter than that to 15-14mm, you will get some barrel distortion, and there's a little bit on this, but I'm going to show you in a minute how you can get rid of that and the very slight bit of vignetting on the edge with just one click in most editing software. The reason you actually get that vignetting is because you're stacking filters. It's the same with any camera used, whether it's a camera like the one I'm filming with now, whether it's a drone or whatever, you will always get that kind of that slight vignetting, because what you're doing is putting filters on top of lenses, and the more you stack them, the more chances you've got of those filters encroaching onto the system. But it's no biggie. I'll show you how to get rid of that a bit later, but just know that this is a fantastic wide angle lens, and even when I've corrected the distortion and the vignetting, it goes to about 17mm lens as opposed to 15.5, so you still get the great angle of view. Now the anamorphic, let's talk about that quickly. An anamorphic lens is mainly used in cinema, so this will give you a really good cinema effect to your footage you take with the Mavic 3. You'll see that it's slightly more elongated, and sometimes you get the letterbox black lines across the top to give it that real dramatic look. So the way they do that with an anamorphic lens is that you're filmed basically in the same aspect ratio of 16.9, but it's actually wider footage you're getting, but it's all compressed to fit into that kind of box, if you like, the 16:9 aspect ratio. So what you have to do is take that squashed footage, put it into software, and then stretch it back out. And by doing that, you then get that superb anamorphic look, which gives you the real film look and a classic look. And you'll see that it actually gives you a much wider angle of view as well. So it goes even wider than the wide angle lens. So what you ultimately end up with is a super wide image that's been slightly flattened. So you've got this real cinematic look. And add one of the filters onto that and do some grading, and you can get that perfect film look for whatever footage you're doing. So it's a kind of specialist lens, but I recommend trying it out because you can get some amazing landscapes with that. Because it's so much wider, you can get some great looks. And another kind of feature it's got is when you're shooting into light, if you've got any pins of light such as headlights on a car or a setting sun, you get a blue streak across, and that happens with most anamorphic lenses, and it's kind of a good look. So it's a look that's designed within the lens, and I don't know if you can see it on here, but when you tilt it at certain angles, you can see a blue light on there, a kind of blue haze across the lens. So it gives that real kind of nice look at nighttime. I'll try and get some shots done for that as well. So I would recommend getting one of those. It's good for your own creativity, but if you ever get a client that needs that anamorphic look, you're only going to get it with this. You can fake it a little bit by doing post-production, but there's nothing better than actually using a specific anamorphic lens. So that works really well. Now, like I said, you get 4 ND filters with this. I've only used the ND16 because that's all I needed. It goes up to ND64, which is for super bright conditions. I'm not sure if I've seen it bright enough for me to go to that yet, but it's there if you ever need it. So with that whole set, with the ND filters, with the anamorphic and the wide angle lens, you've got a really good creative kit to take out with you. So if you're ever going on a jaunt up into the mountains somewhere, you can throw the anamorphic lens on, get some amazing mountain shots, and it'll just one click in software and you can change it from anamorphic to the look you need. So you can change it from the standard to anamorphic with one click. So let's quickly go back to the wide angle lens. I want to show you how you can easily correct the barrel distortion and the vignetting in any software. I use, like I said, Vegas Pro. All I need to do in here is add a filter onto the footage, just drag and drop it onto the footage, and then I select a certain lens and it will correct all the sides. I just have to scroll through and find if that lens is available for whatever camera I'm using. If not, I'll find one that actually corrects everything. When I converted it and actually corrected the barrel distortion, it automatically got rid of that vignetting, and it still kept a lot more wide angle than the standard lens on here. So even by correcting it, I think I went from 15mm, 15.5mm to about 17mm. So it worked really well. So with one click of a button on all of my footage, I can correct that barrel distortion and get rid of the vignetting on the side. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this has given you some kind of inspiration how you can get more creative with the Mavic 3. And if you want some of these, go to the Freewell site. They've got tons of other filters on there. I use filters on my main cameras as well from Freewell. They're really good quality, high quality filters. So I'd recommend going and check them out. I'll put a link on the screen now, a link in the description. So go and check them out. And also don't forget to go and check out the Drone Safe store if you're looking to get the Mavic 3. Okay, so I hope that helps. And if you've liked it, please give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. And we'll see you on the next video.